Only a few. The 255 this Monday, April 28th. Tomorrow, City Council. They meet in a regular session, and Brett Glass with his preview today on the Talk Shop. Brett Glass, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome everyone, and welcome to your City Council preview. Actually, things are going to be a little different this week. This coming Tuesday is a fifth Tuesday of the month, and City Council just recently had a resolution which said that on the fifth Tuesdays they are going to have a town hall and an open house for the public to talk to them about issues in a more informal way, where they're not actually making any decisions at that meeting. And that would normally happen. It almost didn't happen, by the way. At the last meeting of the City Council, the fifth Tuesday meeting was almost canceled. And the reason why is that the county is going to be having a session where they speak to the public about property taxes, and I'll get to that in a minute. So there was a resolution before council to cancel the fifth Tuesday meeting. But when the item came up, Councilor Brandon Newman proposed an amendment, which was to shift the fifth Tuesday to a Wednesday and have the meeting after all, but on Wednesday. And so that is actually what is going to happen. The City Council open house is going to be on April 30th, Wednesday, from 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. And this is a good thing. It's really good that the City Council did not cancel for 3 months its interaction with the public. However, they did do one thing which maybe will limit their interaction with the public, which is that they will hold their open house at the Municipal Operations Center north of Laramie, actually not even within the city limits. To get there, you have to drive north on Highway 287 until you get to the big buildings on the right-hand side, which used to be the Wyotech campus, just before you get to the Cathedral Home. That's where they're going to hold this meeting. Fortunately, you can also tune in on Zoom. And if you go to the city website, buried there where they have the agendas, is information on how to log in on Zoom. They don't give you the usual direct link to it, but they do give you the meeting ID and the passcode, so if you type in all of those digits, you can tune in by Zoom. I hope that the fact that they're holding it outside of town and the fact that they don't have a direct link to it on the website doesn't limit public participation, because this is your opportunity to interact with City Council and talk about issues, talk about ideas. You may get 5 minutes instead of the usual 3 to talk to them. So please take advantage of this. We don't want City Council to say, oh, nobody came, and deprecate the idea of having these public meetings.
Have you noticed any change with respect to the availability or the opportunity that presents itself through a fifth Tuesday opportunity? It seemed that 3 minutes is the time for public comment in any given work session or public comment of a regular session of City Council. It seemed that fifth Tuesday was going to be an opportunity for perhaps a wider time frame, maybe more loose, maybe not even defined, and it seems to have gotten more rigidly defined the closer one gets to a fifth Tuesday opportunity. Is that just my miss there?
Well, yeah, not all of the members of council were wholeheartedly in favor of the fifth Tuesday. They'd partially because they'd held some more meetings and they weren't well publicized, and a lot of people didn't show up on the fifth Tuesdays. And some of them are just hesitant. They're concerned that they're going, that some of the people who approach them are going to be hostile. Okay. But on the other hand, the idea of these new fifth Tuesday meetings is that you will have more time. Unless they run out of time, they're going to let you speak for almost double the time you'd normally get to speak to them for. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Fabulous.
And so I think the public needs to show up at this one despite the impediments to doing so.
Set the tone and show up. Show your care.
Yes.
Talk about issues that might currently be in the 2025 vision. Talk about your vision. Talk about your concerns and perhaps bring up things that haven't been considered at all.
Yes, talk about things like street maintenance, which is a big issue. Talk about talk about other things, the like parking, which the council has bandied about a little, but really hasn't paid much attention to. Talk about the things that concern you from day to day that council hasn't been acting on, and maybe they will.
Very good. Now, so what takes us from here? The Albany County Public Information meetings, perhaps?
Yes. Well, the reason why the fifth Tuesday was moved to Wednesday is that the county assessor and clerk and treasurer are all going to be holding meetings to discuss property taxes. And there are actually 3 town meetings going on. The first one is this coming Tuesday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Albany County Fairgrounds. And so if you go to the fairgrounds, you can learn about the various ways to claim exemptions and credits on your property taxes. Some of them will just happen, and you don't have to do anything. They will recognize your property as qualifying for an exemption. They will just give it to you. But some of them have to be applied for. There is an exemption which you can get if you are 65 or older, but you have to apply in order to get that credit. There's another one you can apply for if you are a veteran. But again, you have to let them know that you want that exemption.
And there are windows for the applications to be accepted. You must submit between this date and this date. Those are going to be important guidelines.
Yes, and they also discussed the more general exemption, which was granted during the last legislative session, where if you have a single-family home, you can get a 25% exemption. That one is supposed to happen automatically, but you need to watch for it. If they don't know that your property qualifies, then you need to go to them and have that fixed.
Bring it to their attention.
So everybody really needs to know about this. I expect this meeting to be packed. And this one on Tuesday is going to be at the Albany County Fairgrounds.
Activities building.
Yes. But then they're going to have more meetings.
2 more.
Out in the county, yes. On May 6th from 5:30 to 7 o'clock p.m., they're going to have one in Centennial at the Centennial Valley Library. And on May 13th, they're going to have one from 5:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Rock River Town Hall. And so all of these meetings are going to be are going to cover the same material. So you should go to whichever one is closest to you, whichever one is most convenient for you. But definitely show up, because this is going to be important, and you don't want to miss out on a tax credit if you can possibly get one.
This is the second year, the second running of these public information meetings by Tracy Fletcher, Albany County Treasurer, Chelsea Matthews, Albany County Assessor, and Kayla White, Albany County Clerk. Now, these 3 individuals, all elected to their offices respectively, it's an outstanding opportunity to gain information, to talk, and to learn all the details. So we encourage them, and we gotta give props to the city of Laramie in making an adjustment, adapting, and coming up with an opportunity for a Wednesday session with each of the respective ward representatives, and I think that's dynamite.
Yes, I definitely think that it's a good first step. I think the public needs to be aware that it's not been canceled, that it's been shifted, and when and where it's taking place. So again, that is April 30th, this coming Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Municipal Operations Center north of town on US 287, or on Zoom. And I can read the meeting ID and passcode. They're just jumbles of numbers.
You know what? When that link comes up, it's absolutely obnoxious to read off. So we're gonna post that link on the Talk Shop as well. So we'll make that direct link hyperlink active, and you can go straight from the Talk Shop very simply. You find it on the Talk Shop. You can also find it on the City of Laramie website itself. So all of those things will be readily available for you. Lots of opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity to show up. Brett Glass, we thank you for another preview week here in the city of Laramie.